So this is Paige Beckers right here. This is one of the better players in all of women's college basketball. Heck, you could argue one of the best. She's a really damn good player. Not one of the all-time greats like some people are saying, but she is one of maybe the 10 best UConn players ever, I guess. And yeah, he's a good player. Probably going to go number 1 in the draft. Probably second team All-American this year after making multiple All-American first teams. So yeah, really good college career. And if you guys agree with that, subscribe. We're trying to hit 43.2k by the end of the day. We're at 79 off. We're not going to hit it. Let's see if we can get close. But anyway, listen to this nonsense. Listen to this absolute nonsense.
She doesn't force anything. She's not going to go out there and take 40 shots. She isn't that kind of player. And I know we've talked about the Caitlin Clarks, of the day. Now Caitlin Clark in the WNBA. They're different kinds of players, and there's just really no comparing them, because Paige Beckers, she's just an all-around versatile player.
This again. Oh, you can't compare Caitlin and Paige because Paige is an all-around player. Caitlin's not. Paige is a better defender. Paige is a better pull-up mid-range shooter. That is the only 2 things on the floor that Paige Beckers is better than Caitlin Clark. Literally it. She does nothing else better. There are 2 things that she does better than Caitlin Clark. Caitlin's a better rebounder. Caitlin's anticipates passing lanes better. Is she a better defender? No, but she anticipates passing lanes better. Caitlin reads the game better. Caitlin has more gravity. Caitlin is better working out of double teams. Caitlin is 100 times better passer. Caitlin's faster, especially going downhill. Caitlin reads defenses better. Caitlin's ironically less selfish. And Paige is better without the ball in her hand, I guess. Paige can fit into a system, whereas you have to build a system around Caitlin Clark. But that's not the worst thing in the world, because you can win with the Caitlin Clark system. That's literally it. And this is the same thing as last year with Stewie being like, well, Angel. She was like Angel's rookie of the year. Angel's a more all-around player, and Caitlin Clark's just more of a scorer. And I'm like, 1, that was a ridiculous take. 2, like a week later, Caitlin literally had the first ever rookie triple-double for all-around game on Stewie's team.
She's going to get people the ball. She's going to look for her shot like that. But she's going to let the game really come to her. You never see her out there taking 40 or 50 shots. It's just not her game.
She's already in double figures. Now 2 of 5 from the field. But to your point, there's a way that you can dominate games. Sometimes it's brute force, which... Listen.
It's just different. It's just a different...
Oh, she's gone from the Sheryl Swoopes school of lying. She's gone to the Sheryl Swoopes school of Caitlin Clark shooting 40 to 50 shots a game. She's gone to the Sheryl Swoopes school of lying. That is her source. Caitlin Clark has shot... She played like 190 games in college. She shot over 30 times. 6 times. 6. Only 6 times did she shoot over 30 times in a game. She never once shot over 40. Obviously, because it's ludicrous to shoot over 40 times in a game. She shot over 36 times. She only had 1 season in 4 years where she shot over 20 times. And in that season, she shot like 20 times a game. Or so was it 21 times? In around 21 times a game. And averaged 32. She averaged 32. The one time she shot over 20 times a game, she averaged 32 points. So it's nonsense. It's literally just lying. And then saying Paige does a better job of getting her teams involved. Saying she does a better job getting her team involved. Then 3rd all-time in NCAA D1 assists. 3rd all-time. All-time. It's madness. This is absolute madness. Absolute madness. And then this happens not only 30 seconds, not much more than 30 seconds later. Sorry, this is in this is in the 3rd quarter.
Like in those games for Paige Beckers, those big games, what Emma said, she's got to step it up a little bit more. The numbers have been okay, but not all-star level.
Right, and that's where she's got to continue to really look to be more aggressive, and that's what he keeps pumping up, is that he needs her to be a little Caitlin Clark-esque. I know they're not the same kind of player, but just really, really look for that shot, because they need that for them to be successful.
So, Paige is great because she's not Caitlin Clark, and everything Caitlin Clark does is bad. But if they want to win, she needs to be more like Caitlin. What am I listening to? Like, what am I listening to? I need to see some of the responses here. Gino wants Paige to be Caitlin Clark, but no one's Caitlin Clark. Gino wants Paige to be Caitlin Clark, but they also don't want to praise Caitlin Clark. So they'll hype up Paige and say the best thing about Paige is that she's not Caitlin Clark, and then in 10 seconds later they'll say they want her to be Caitlin Clark. They're leading 50-16. They're talking about how Beckers has to step it up. Like, let's be honest. Paige Beckers is 4 months older than Caitlin Clark, and she is currently not a top 5 player in college basketball this season. The top 5, very evidently, top 6 have been. Unless somehow, did LSU lose tonight? Like, if LSU lost tonight, maybe. But so far up to this point, Anissa Morrow, as in my opinion, is the 5th best. But there's a clear 4 that are out in front. Paige Becker still has a shot to make the All-American first team. But I think her teammate, Sarah Strong, has been better than her. And that's not a knock on Paige. I think Sarah Strong is unbelievable. I think Sarah Strong is like Emma Mason-esque. I think she's the top player on UConn. Like, when we're talking about that 2028 draft class, like, man, she could be, like, she's 6'2", she does everything. She does everything. She's big, she's strong, she's not afraid of the moment. She's the one they go to late in games a lot of the time. And Paige, Sarah Strong, you can argue. Again, there's so many people you can argue for the 5th spot. But there are 4 guarantees on the All-American first team. And if these are not on it, I'm calling conspiracy. Tania Latson needs to be on there. Hannah Hidalgo, Lauren Betts. That's it, actually. You know what? Juju's there for the minute, but I'm not saying Juju has to be there. Hannah Hidalgo, Tania Latson, and Lauren Betts have to be there. Juju, as of right now, it'll be very difficult. She's going to need to have a disaster end of the year. She has had 5 bad games in a row. She's going to need to have a disaster of a year to be out of that. But I think almost certainly she'll be in the All-American first team. And then it is between Anissa Morrow, any of the South Carolina players, if they lost again today, so maybe not. Flaw J, Paige. Like, that 5th spot is a tough one. No guarantee anywhere. But still, we're still hearing the Paige was Caitlin before Caitlin. Paige is better than Caitlin. We're still hearing all this crap. And it's just not true. It's going to ruin Paige Beckers. Like, when Paige comes into the W, it averages 11-4-4. It's actually a damn good rookie year. Like, 11-4-4 is a really freaking good rookie year. But she's going to come in and average that, and everyone's going to call it an absolute failure because Caitlin Clark averaged 19, 6 boards, and broke the assist record. So what the pressure's been put on Paige Beckers is just way too high. Because, look, Paige Beckers is really good. But when this picture was taken in the year 2021, yeah, Paige Beckers, I think, was by that much. Paige was better than Caitlin Clark in high school. There's no question about it. They played on the same team. Paige was the star of that USA team. Caitlin came off the bench. Paige was the better player. And then as a freshman, I think it was with that much difference, but you could go either way. Now, Caitlin Clark is closer to being an MVP in the WNBA than she is to Paige Beckers. Caitlin Clark is honestly, Caitlin Clark might be closer to the greatest of all time than she is to Paige Beckers at this point in time. Who knows? 3, 4, 5 years, we don't know how players are going to develop. But this debate's long gone. The debate is now, is Caitlin Clark going to win the MVP against Fee Colley or against AJ Wilson? Is she going to be the first guard to win since Diana Taurasi? Is she going to be the first point guard to win the MVP, I don't know, in 20-something years? Like, that's really what the conversation is with Caitlin Clark. The conversation with Paige Beckers is she even going to be better than Olivia Miles? How is she going to survive with Arike Ogunbowale? And I think at this stage, trying to diminish Caitlin to praise Paige, Paige is a good player. Paige is a good player, but it's not even close. Like, Caitlin Clark had a better season in the WNBA last year than Paige Beckers is having in college. Better statistical season anyway.